This is a video for all of the people pleasers out there. So if you are at all like how I used to be and you feel like you are constantly getting stuck, putting everyone else's needs first, making sure everyone's happy, okay, like just set up and good to go, and yet you are running on empty and no one's ever checking in on you, and you just feel like your needs don't really matter and you're not as important as everyone else, this video is really going to help you. I'm going to be breaking down 4 key things for you to do to reprogram your mind and shift out of this identity that keeps you living in a place that isn't all that comfortable, and it's quite exhausting. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video, because I'm going to be sharing some really powerful tools to help solidify and reinforce everything that I'm going to be sharing on this video, so that you can start to make drastic changes and get out of that people-pleasing cycle. Hey guys, welcome if you are new here. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. If you are a regular on the channel, welcome back. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. For you guys, if you are keen on learning the best mindset and spiritual tools to help you break out of the struggle, break out of the old patterns, and start living your best life, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to be the first to be notified every time I put out a new video. Now, on today's video, people pleasing. Damn, are you someone? Let me know in the comments down below as we get started here if you are someone, I'm assuming you are if you're watching this, someone who gets stuck in the people pleasing cycle. That was me for most of my life. It's still something I have to be very consciously aware of when I'm getting stuck into those old ways and old patterns of thinking. But for most of my life, I was really stuck in this place, and it's no fun, right? You get exhausted. You feel like you're doing all this good because you're caring and trying so hard to meet other people's needs or make sure they're happy or okay. But ultimately, it isn't your responsibility. It's not in your hands. It is up to each individual to find their own way to be happy. You cannot solve everyone else's problems for them, even though you can try. This is also a message to myself. So just let's break this down and give you a really clear path and understanding of how to shift out of this place so that you can start to find this freedom. Because ultimately, if you are putting everyone else first all the time, you're putting yourself last. Whether you mean this consciously or if it's unconsciously, that is what your mind is interpreting. So I had this huge epiphany moment a few years back. I was reflecting on a lot of my relationships with partners, with men, and like how I never felt respected. I never felt like my needs mattered, and I was always just like trying to make it work and trying to make sure they were okay and like doing everything I could possibly. And I had this moment where it just finally hit me, where I was like, oh my gosh, because I have been putting everyone else first, I've taught myself that I come last. Like, my needs do not matter at all in my mind, because I've never given myself or my needs any respect or any priority. I've always put my needs at the bottom of the totem pole. And this is what I think a lot of us don't realize, because we think, oh, we're just being a caring person and a good person and I'm gonna do what I can for everyone else. But like, you are breaking yourself down and putting yourself on the very bottom, and it's all about that equality and realizing like everyone's needs matter. There shouldn't be a higher, a lower, a middle. Like, it's just like everyone matters. But in order to help, in order to actually benefit people, you need to take care of yourself first, because then you're living your best life and then you can pour from a full cup instead of an empty cup. So enough about that. Let's get into it. Okay, so number 1 is to identify the, is this gonna work? Identify the root cause. So this is crucial. So take some time during this video, after this video, every day from now on, to really look at the root cause of your patterns and your beliefs. This will change everything for you. I promise you, this is the best work you can do in your life, is use your mind power and your overthinking. If you're an overthinker, use that for good, to overthink and find these root causes, find the source of your pain and your struggle in your life. So for me, I started to look at the root cause. Okay, was this a learned behavior? For me, definitely. And a lot of us, that is. We see it in our parents growing up, or we see it in someone who's like influential to us growing up. They're always people pleasing, trying to make sure everyone's happy. Here's another one, is like, maybe the reason you became a people pleaser wasn't that you saw it in your parents, but maybe you noticed that you got the most attention or praise or support or love when you did things for other people. And so that became your way to be validated, to feel like you were loved, to feel like you mattered. Does that make sense? So this is powerful, right? Because the root cause of your people pleasing might be leading into number 2 here, self-worth and self-love. So if you got your love from putting other people first, if that was kind of how you received praise or love or attention, your worth was based on meeting other people's needs and other people's standards. And that means that you don't believe you are worthy and deserving of anything for yourself. You think you're only worthy and deserving when you meet other people's needs. This is a really, really detrimental trap to get caught into, because you are always seeking that external validation and looking for that fix from someone other than yourself in order to feel good enough. Now, this is actually a huge component of what I teach inside Conquer Your Mind, which is my 90-day signature system to help you break out and release a lot of old patterns, baggage, stories, struggles, all of those things that are limiting you, and align confidently with your higher self and your best self. Now, the reason this is so important is because if we look at confidence, if we look at self-worth, if we look at that need for external validation, all of those things, all of those things reinforce that people-pleasing tendency. So if you're already someone who gets caught people-pleasing and you know that you have self-esteem issues or self-worth issues, you are most likely reinforcing and fueling this cycle, which causes you to try even harder to please other people, to do what they want, to meet their needs, to make sure everyone else is okay. But like, you're continuously putting yourself last, not feeling like you're good enough. No matter how much you do for someone else, you're still not feeling good enough because your personal self-worth is an issue. So number 1, identify the root cause. Where is this coming from? Why is this a pattern in my life? Where can I remember seeing it as a child? When can I remember maybe starting to do that, to feel like, oh, I need to make sure this person's happy? Maybe it's even something as simple as like a sibling or a friend was really upset or hurt by something, and you took on this kind of responsibility of like, it's coming from love where you're wanting to make them feel better, but you almost took on the responsibility that it was your job to make them feel better. So you started to do this and try to solve and be that people pleaser. And it maybe just started to trigger this pattern of like, oh, then they really felt appreciated and you got attention, so you felt good for doing it. That's usually what happens. It's positive reinforcement. We feel good. I'm going to write that down. This is a little bit messy, but actually it's probably better than as I start to lose track. It's probably better than most videos, but so positive reinforcement, right? And we think of like Pavlov's dogs, where they knew when the bell rang, they were going to get fed. And so the second they hear the bell ring, they start to like salivate and drool and be like, like their body is already responding to the food that they haven't even seen yet, but they know it comes with the bell. this is you as a people pleaser. Oh my gosh, this is the best example ever. So you as a people pleaser, you feel like when you do something kind for someone else, you get this validation or this love, which makes you feel so warm and good inside because like, oh, I helped them, or I solved their problem, or I made their day feel better. So it's this positive reinforcement that makes you feel good, but you don't realize the underlying problems that you might be creating by doing this, because not only are other people going to start expecting it of you, which is like people pleaser problems, right? It's just expected, and like the appreciation starts to wear off because they just think you're going to do it all the time. That also leads into them taking advantage of you because they're just assuming you're going to continue to put them first. And then you start to feel worse. You feel guilty if you don't do it, but you don't necessarily receive that love or appreciation when you do it. So you're just stuck in this really negative place that sucks. So comment down below if you are ready to stop the people pleaser cycle. Comment it down below. I am stopping this cycle now. I'm stopping it. I'm done. This is it. This is over. Okay? So connecting to your self-worth, when you know what you deserve, you stop settling for lower shit and you stop putting up with it. And this doesn't make you a bad person, but it just means you're saying, you know what? I know I deserve better, and I know my own needs matter too, and I can find balance instead of putting everyone else's needs here and mine like underground. They're so far down underground that I never take care of them. It's like, I know that I'm worthy of having my own needs met and being well taken care of too. So I'm going to find this balance here. So when you learn this self-worth, you stop settling and you stop thinking that your needs don't matter. And I want to share 2 super quick stories of client results because they did this work and everything changed for them. So one of them is Holly. She was, like me, the most empathetic, she still is the most empathetic, loving person, but really got stuck in people-pleasing cycles where she was always making sure everyone else was taken care of, but then she was just kind of getting neglected and not receiving any reciprocation, any appreciation or love, and it was exhausting. And what she started to do throughout the Conquer Your Mind program was connect back into her self-worth and realize that she was always worthy and deserving of equality and respect and love and having her own cup full first. And so she started to set these firm boundaries with friends, with family members, and it was hard. And I know this from my own experience. You feel bad as a people pleaser. You feel bad to set a new standard and say like, I know I've done this for years, but I'm done. I'm stopping it now. It's really weird and it can be difficult to do that, which is why having support is so helpful, to know you are not a bad person and you're on the right track for doing this. So Holly started to set these standards and these new boundaries around what she was available for. She started to connect to herself, learn to love herself more, to do this deep healing, to build her confidence and see what she wanted out of life and out of her relationships. And here is a message that she sent me after working together. She had set these boundaries with her parents, which was difficult, as I mentioned, but she saw the relationship drastically change and improve for the better, because when you are speaking true and living in your truth, other people see it and respect it as well. If you continue to let people take and take and take, or knock you down, or whatever, use you, then you can't really expect the relationship to get better. And I think that's what we always hope. We hope they'll just figure it out and make a change. But it comes from us. When you set these new standards for yourself and you believe you deserve better, other people are just going to start to learn them and respect them, and it really improves your relationship. So that was Holly, and I wanted to share Stephanie's really quick. It was very similar, where she was in relationships where she didn't really feel validated or worthy. There was a lot of comparison, so we really focused in on her confidence and learning how to love herself and know that she is an amazing woman and she doesn't have to compare, and she doesn't need to listen to those negative thoughts or feel like the only way she could be enough is by putting her partner first all the time and like ignoring her own needs. And so in setting these new boundaries and standards, their relationship got so much better. She was not as stressed every single day worrying about it. And she was finally just feeling confident when they spent time together and like in between visiting. I don't know, like when they weren't together but they were texting, she still felt more confident and secure in herself. I think that's what I was trying to say. But anyway, really, really cool stuff. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like what I've shared so far, if you like those stories, if you're like, damn, Holly, Stephanie, killing it. I love it. Appreciate the women. Support each other, right? This is cool. It is possible for all of us to rise up, to set new standards and recreate our level of worth, but it always starts with us personally. So the next one is rewrite. Oh, rewire. Rewrite. I think because I'm writing, I said the wrong word. So rewire your subconscious. Now, your subconscious rules 95% of your life. So think about it like a computer system where it's on autopilot. You've got this software, it's downloaded, it's been in there since birth, right? We've looked at some of the places where it maybe started. Now, this computer program, it just keeps running and playing the same thing. You're running on Windows 98, girl. It is 2020. It is time for an update, okay? So we need to rewire your subconscious in a way that's going to actually support you moving forward in becoming who it is you want to be and living the life that that version of you would have. Now, did they put it on here? No, but like, let's just, very messy. Oh. This has been a struggle today. I do apologize. I feel like I haven't had coffee at all, but I feel like my writing and everything is off. Anyway, rewire your subconscious and your identity. So when we look at the identity of who you are right now, this is a huge, huge thing. I bring this back all the time for myself and for my clients and inside my program is like, remember, the identity you have right now, the beliefs you have right now, the tendencies you have right now, that's just part of your current identity and your current character of how you see yourself. You could change at any time. There's no one tying you down and saying, you have to stay like this. You better be like this forever. Like, no one's forcing you to stay there. The thing that's forcing you is your subconscious programming. It's that Windows 98. It's that software that's hella outdated. We gotta get rid of it. So your identity can always be adjusted and always be reprogrammed in a new way. And this is what I teach inside Conquer Your Mind. So if you've gotten this far, I do want to make sure if this is something you want support with and you want to know more about and you want actual steps, make sure you click the link down below for my free mindset training on how to break free from your old story, your limiting beliefs, and start living out your dreams in 90 days or less. Because when you have the right system in place and you have the right support, you create this whole new foundation, this whole new software. We get to Windows 2020, right? And we reprogram in a new identity, the identity that you've always wanted to be, the identity that's always been internally within you, but you've never been able to actually express and show up as and align with. So we do this work and we create this new software which allows you to get out of these limiting patterns and out of these people-pleasing places and stuff like that, things that aren't serving you, the unworthiness, all the past struggles and old beliefs, and the subconscious blocks, all of these things that are keeping you stuck, and we rewire in something new, a better program. This is what I have done in my life, and like I said, I come back to this identity piece all the time. It's so, so powerful, so crucial in order to create this new foundation. And remind yourself, because your subconscious and your old programming, it's been there for a long time. So it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen. You're going to watch this video. I hope you're getting a lot of value out of it. I really do. It has the power to change a lot for you, but you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, yes, I'm no longer a people pleaser, I'm all different, right? Like, you are going to have moments where these subconscious blocks and old beliefs and old patterns come in. So this is why having that support, that accountability, someone to keep you on track all the time when you fall back is really, really helpful in order to actually make these shifts happen sooner. So the last part I want to say here is to remember. Do I want to write this? It's going to be really long. Let's say it doesn't, so you're a people pleaser. We've gotten that out on the table now. So it doesn't make you selfish for putting yourself first. So this part, this is crucial. I want you to comment it down below, or I invite you. I'm not going to force you, but this is something, if you can remember this, you can like instill this and start to remind yourself daily. Maybe you put it up on sticky notes. Maybe you set a reminder in your phone to go off. If you are a serious people pleaser who gets stuck here, I want you to remember this, okay? So it doesn't make you selfish for putting yourself first. It makes them selfish for expecting you to put them first, okay? Please, I invite you to comment it down below. It makes them selfish for expecting me to put them first all the time. This was huge for me. I used to feel horrible when I first started to create these new boundaries for myself, and I first started to say, you know what? I'm going to start saying no, because I really don't want to do this. I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to feel anxious. Like, there's a million things I'd rather do right now. So I'm just going to start saying no. I remember feeling really bad about it. And then I was like, you know, Kara, like, if they're going to be mad at me for not going to something that I don't want to go to, or if they're going to be mad at me for not bending over backwards and dropping everything to go solve their problems, if they're going to be mad at me for that, that makes them selfish. That's their problem. Let's like compartmentalize this and create the separation here. That's not my problem. This is not my job. So if people are expecting you to drop everything and put them first, that makes them selfish. That does not make you selfish for saying no or for doing what is best for you. So please remember that. Please comment it down below. Let's get a little train going down there of people claiming their power and saying like, hell no, I'm doing it for me now. I'm ready. I know what I deserve. So I really, really hope this helps you understand a lot more about where your people pleasing comes from, right? This is what we've done. We've identified where it comes from. We've identified how, actually both of these, how to fix it. This is the solution right here. This is how you break out of that people pleasing. We've identified why it's important and why it matters and why it's very valid. And if you want to know more about exactly how to do it, click that link down below for the free mindset training, where I'm sharing my exact 3-step process on how to do this. And I'm also going to be sharing 3 deadly mistakes that keep people stuck in a life and a mindset that doesn't serve them. And I can pretty much guarantee that those 3 mistakes are something you are doing right now that you may not even realize how detrimental and how deadly it is to your personal growth. So this is really going to be eye-opening. And then if you're interested in learning more, if you're interested in having the results like myself, like Holly, like Stephanie, like all the other clients I've worked with, then after that training, you can click the link to apply for a call with me where we can chat and really dive into your situation, where you're stuck, and create a solid plan for how I can help support you to break free as well. So you do not have to stay stuck in this place forever. I really sincerely hope you do not stay here forever, because you deserve so much more. And that is maybe the last takeaway I will say here is like, comment down below, I deserve the best, because you do. And the more you start to remind yourself that you deserve the best, the less you settle I hate looking at this camera and looking at it backwards. And I'm just like the slowest moving turtle. The more you know you deserve the best, the less you settle for putting yourself last. Boom! We're gonna end it here. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and please feel free to share this with a friend if you know someone who this would help. Every single like and comment and share really, really helps support me. It helps support the channel, and it helps me get this out to more people. And ultimately, that's, I think, what we all want, right? We just want people to feel better and know that they deserve the best. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.